something I wanted to share with y'all that I meant to share with y'all last Sunday, but I was rushing, and so I didn't share the whole dream. But now, in the beginning of that dream, I had a dream about Tupac preaching and how he would have been if he was a preacher. And in the beginning of that dream, I had saw an old friend from elementary, from Faith Family, and I guess she was like a dancer now, or I don't know specifically what type, but I follow her to this group of dancers. It's kind of like a something to cheer something on, like say a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader or some type of dancers where they kind of promote, and then she led me to these dancers, and I looked at them, and all of a sudden they start, doing a booty dance, doing the butterfly from the 90s, like shaking their booty, and I looked away because I didn't want to see all that. And the man was looking at them as if, they just selling themselves short, just selling themselves for their body. But when I looked at the girls to see, how this really affected them, or if they felt any type of way about what they do for a living, it was just a job. They didn't feel any kind of way. It was, for instance, young ladies who work at Hooters that show their boobies, that share their body, Dallas cowgirls that, cheer the crowd on, but they dress very provocatively, or strippers, or any other type of job where you kind of show your body and you have to do provocative movements, or you're just showing yourself. And I realize they're degrading themselves, but they don't know it because to them it's just a job. But I believe that I was shown this in a dream because the Lord does not want this for them. He loves them. It's not pleasing for them to be shaking their rear end. Now, we're grown, we have choices, but a lot of you say, oh, the Lord bless me with this job, but it's not God's will for you to have the job. He may allow that door to open, but it's not his will. It's not his will for you to be shaking your derriere, for you to be twerking, no matter how much money you make, no matter how big the institution or the group is that you're promoting. That's not holy. It's not God's will. So for some of you young ladies out there that are Christians or that are religious, you say, well, I'm blessed and highly favored. I just want to let you know that it's not God's will for you to be out there twerking or stripping or selling yourself short by showing your body and your hips. I mean, all of a sudden they was standing up and they just start bending over, just, doing the booty do, and it was nasty. I didn't want to see it. And the man would just look at them like, this is what they do. They sell themselves. He was looking at them really like they selling themselves short. Like, the look he looked at them like, because he was their manager, but he was looking at them like they don't even know they're degrading themselves. They selling themselves for their booty, their hips, their thighs. And then I looked at them to see if they felt any type of way, but it was just a job for them. And so don't lose your soul, is my point, over a job, over winning, over, oh, I always wanted to be a stripper, I always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, I always wanted to be this and that. I just want to let a lot of you guys know that God is love, but that is not his will for you to be showing your body, for you to be twerking, for you to be stripping, for you to be selling yourself short in any of those avenues. He's not pleased with it. He's not pleased with it. Just because, like I said, he allows the door to open, that's not his will for you, and it doesn't please God. And in the dream, I had to turn my head because it was stanky. It's when I say stanky, it was degrading. They just start, flapping their booties and, like we just a piece of meat. No, that's not God's will for us to do these things for a living, to sell ourselves short. That is sin. And a lot of people fall short and they think that these things, because they're common or cool, that it's not sin. God still calls these things unholy and sin. He loves us, but it is not his will for us to be stripping, twerking, even if you're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader showing your body and doing all these provocative moves, or working at Hooters. If you're saved, or if you're Christian, or you want to grow with Christ and you really want to please Christ, you have to leave these jobs where they're degrading you, where you're having to dress like a heathen, like a harlot, where you're having to do these body movements that are not of God, that are unholy, including working your butt, twerking, moving, or just being sexual, showing your belly button, showing your breasts, doing the twerking, the booty doing. The list goes on, but it's not pleasing. So don't be deceived. You can have a relationship with God. He loves you, but this is not pleasing. This will not get you to heaven. So I say all that to say some of y'all need to leave your job if you want to get to heaven. If you want to please God, you need to leave that job, and he will lead you in the way of holiness and righteousness.